Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Big City Greens Season 2 Episode 26, and this half is called Bleeped, and I have a clip for this, but also the second half is called Sellouts. I have the clip for that also, so that's pretty cool. Just two things that, oh wait, sorry, no, just three things actually I want to get out of the way. Well, not really get out of the way, but kind of just to talk about in case you're kind of noticing something. Um, well, the first thing I want to talk about is that this episode, I didn't do a mini review on this, but this episode, the first half, it's just okay. Just like how I felt with Date Night, this was just okay. It basically is about Cricket basically learning a curse word, a cuss word, basically. I like Tilly's B plot about her. What was it? Because during the community center, they're doing. You when you go to community center or you're in a choir, and everyone participates and does like a song or something, or if you're doing like at your elementary school or something like that. It's pretty similar because we don't really see them at school. I think maybe the creators mentioned once or twice. They don't mention a lot. That Cricket and Tilly and Remy go to school. I know Remy does tutoring and does like lessons and fencing lessons and violin lessons. So Cricket and Tilly, maybe they go to school. I mean, I really don't know. I really don't know. But basically they're at the community center basically, and Tilly's B plot is because she has the solo, which is pretty cool, and she wants to basically do like a very high note to where all the animals can like hear. Well, maybe not all the animals, but so at least an animal can hear her and clap for her. So and spoilers, she doesn't. So that's pretty cool. The A plot is about Cricket, and the rest of the community center, apart from Tilly, because Tilly is a good person. It's cussing and stuff. They're bringing Officer Keys. He's a he's a dummy, just like every time he comes into a plot. Um, I think there's only one point with Bill that I just don't like him in, which I will talk about because Cricket doesn't really make a point, but I really thought Bill was actually gonna talk about that at least. But no, Bill just ignores it. I'm like, aren't you gonna answer your son's question? Basically, it's that he learns this cuss word from his grandma, from Alice, and basically, Bill's like, why did you say that cuss word, Cricket? And he says, well, grandma says it, and like grandma's allowed to do it, like how, you know. He wasn't really mad. He was just like a general question. And Bill just ignored it. He just ignored it. He's like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna cuss, and you'll be in big trouble. Aren't you gonna answer your son's question of why Grandma Alice can cuss? I mean, cussing. I don't think it's ever okay, really. I mean, at least in my book. I mean, circumstances, but besides circumstances, um, I thought at least Bill was gonna say, well, she's an adult and she's old school, something. No, just whatever. I don't care about your question. Like, wow. I mean, I don't want to say I was rooting for Cricket, but by that one scene, I was like, Bill, you're not gonna get any cooperation done if you don't answer your son's question. So that actually, and now I'm actually thinking about it, I'm kind of heating up a little bit. I'm actually getting kind of infuriated with it. Oh man, because I actually just found it kind of annoying. Now I'm actually getting pretty mad. Oh, man, I should probably stop thinking about it, or I'm just gonna hate this episode now. Um, let's see. Oh, Nancy makes an appearance in this episode. She's in one of the members of the audience. That's pretty cool. That she came to support her children. Good mom development. Coming to support your children at the choir, because she could have easily said that, oh, rebels don't go to choirs or whatever. No, she's gonna support her children. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, so basically that's about the episode. Again, okay, episode wasn't a failure, but it really could have gone better. Again, I'll talk about it when I do, which is this, the full review. I'll talk about it. The second thing is that I have reached 88 subscribers. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate it. My new subscribers, my original subscribers, my current viewers, my new viewers. I just really appreciate you guys so much. My 88th subscriber, what convinced you to come here? Was it Big City Greens? I know what was the episode? The Room got a lot of views, so maybe that's it. Was it a movie review? Was it one of my mini reviews? Was it a movie trailer reaction review or something like that? Amphibia, The Ghost of Mom McGee, Secrets of Sulphur Springs, The Owl House, which I am gonna that's like the third thing, but yeah. So in the comments below, so yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and oh right, I guess maybe a fourth thing. So I am gonna have classes on Saturdays, but it's only like a few Saturdays, and this wasn't it. So I'm doing, that's what I'm doing this episode on Saturday. Sorry, that should have been one of the things I want to talk about. So okay, now that those three are out of the way, the final thing, and it's not like a bad thing or anything. I just wanted to, if you were one of my current or possibly new or original for my Amphibia reviews, when I did, I forgot which episode. I forgot which episode I was reviewing at the time, but it was the same time at that moment where I, for the first time live, on cable, I was watching the series finale slash season 3 finale for Amphibia, and how I mentioned that because I was coming off of it quite recently, even though it was like an hour after, I was still contemplating it, and how I said that if my eyes go off the screen and I'm kind of thinking about something, it's because my heart and my brain are kind of agreeing on the same thing and how heart-wrenching it is. And it was. To check my Amphibia season 3 finale and series finale review. Hopefully it did it justice, and it was heart-wrenching. Just like, if you guys weren't aware, again, no spoilers. I'm still in the Owl House season 2. Again, no spoilers. But season 3, I guess you could say part 1, episode 1, depends on, or special 1. It really depends on you of what you want to call it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna type into the title for my review when I get to it. I'm not sure. Again, special 1, part 1, episode 1. Who knows? But basically, again, it was what was it, like an hour and a half? It was like an hour and a half since I finished the episode, the first special. Whew. Oh my goodness. Again, just like again with no spoilers. Just like I said for the Amphibia review for the series finale, it was heart wrenching. There were comedic moments. There were very sweet moments. There were again, a lot of things are fluctuating through my head, so I don't want to overhype something. But there were reveals, I believe, right? And I'm trying to mix up from. I'm trying not to mix up from like a other episode, but I'm pretty sure there were reveals. And sweet moments. There was one big moment where that really wrenched my heart. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't get the image out of my head. Whew. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to focus on Big City Dreams now. But again, if I happen to, I don't think I really did too much for my Amphibia review. The one was currently on during the time of the finale, and again, I forgot which one. I don't think I would like drift off too much, but again, in case it happens, is it? Oh, he's thinking about the special he just watched. So, again, not a big deal. Just wanted to let you guys know. But yeah. And again, you guys can go into the comments. I just have a thing where like after a week or 2 weeks, I change things to made for kids because kids are allowed to watch this also. But when I do that, the comments sort of go away. So you kind of have like a week or 2 weeks to put in comments if you want. And basically in the comments below, if you for some reason want to talk about the first special for the Owl House season 3, even though this is really a Big City Greens episode. I'm not saying it's only restricted for Big City Greens stuff. No, you can comment about other stuff. But again, just put like a spoiler warning, like type out spoiler warning at like the top, and then maybe press enter, and then put your spoiler down below. That's just in case to give a warning, or unless there's like a rule for very recent episodes, are you supposed to wait 48 hours? Is that like a thing? I'm not sure, but for at least my channel, at least just put spoiler warning at the top, so in case someone new comes here and hasn't watched this special, loves the Owl House, I don't want to ruin for that person or channel or something. Okay, so that was the things I want to talk about. So again, thank you so much for my 88th subscriber. Again, Owl House special 1 tore me apart. Oh my goodness. I thought this half was okay, and I'm still doing Saturdays. And also tomorrow I'm gonna be going over the rest of the episode titles for Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Episode 15 for the Owl House season 2. That should be coming pretty soon. Also, again, I need to figure things out. Okay, so besides all that, hopefully this, like, I guess call this intro. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But yeah, back to Bleeped. Yeah, okay. And basically, you know, they're at the community center. We have Community Sue, and she's like, oh, you know, like they're singing, and they, oh, come down to the community center. Like, oh, like, I forgot the words, but it's really nice, and their voices sound really nice. I love it. And she's like, oh, you kids were really great. Just, you know, make sure you keep on, you know, practicing. Yeah, it's tonight, which I don't mind. That's, you know, she said tonight, right? Yeah. I don't mind that she said that it was like tonight. I don't think it's too much of a big deal. Yeah, especially since it isn't like that important, like other than like, you know, in other shows where this is like a big thing that like matters to the overall plot, sort of. And it's like, oh, it's today, or it's like it's tomorrow. Like, kind of was beforehand, like a couple episodes, but this is just a, you know, like a choir, so it's fine. And this isn't like a musical show, like a choir show where we're building into this choir and oh, here it is. Like, no, it's not that. That'd be an interesting show though. And basically, you know, we have Tilly. Oh no, Tilly does her high note, and the community student's like, oh, you did great. And Tilly's like, oh, thank you, community student, but my goal is to make sure that my high note reaches the ears of a critter, like, you know, so she can please the animals. And I love that. And basically Tilly's like, hey, Cricket, do you know where Grandma is? I want to get a lozenge for my throat. So I can be top, you know, condition. Oh, I think she's over there. And they're forcing her to help. And I was just trying to move is one of those chairs that you have to open up, and she says, oh, these chairs are a bunch of blort. And that's like the bad word, I guess. And then I love Cricket until he's this pure eyes. This is like angel eyes. Like, oh, hi, Grandma. And she, oh, how long were you just sitting there? Like, oh, to hear everything you just said with that new word. Oh, how can I do that if I'm not here? What are you talking about? And even Cricket Tilly is still looking at her. She just... Sorry about that. Cricket Tilly is still looking at her, and she just takes off. She's at the door already. And this is the moment right here. Well, I guess I wasn't talking for too long after all. Okay. And we basically have Cricket say, oh, blort, what a funny word. And we have this lady. She's okay design. Her hair. I mean, I like the blue. Just, I don't know. Maybe it's too wavy. I'm not trying to criticize her hair. I just noticing it. I like her earrings. And oh, how rude. And then I look at Cricket and say, hey, Tilly, you're old and wise. Oh, jeez, Cricket, what does it mean? And Tilly's like, oh, it's a cuss word. And then Cricket say, oh, a cuss. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, boy. And then Tilly's like, I love Tilly. He's like, oh, yep. And since it's a cuss word and we're not allowed to, you know that type of stuff, we need to wipe it from our minds. And Tilly's like, memory wipe. And we see her fall down. We see her earrings. Pretty cool. And then, you know, Cricket's like, oh, and I'm... Yeah, you're afraid not, dear sister. In all my previous years, I've been trying to learn the cusses, and now I know one. Here's the thing. Even though it's not a huge deal, I'm just kind of a stickler. I mean, even though, okay, maybe that wasn't their attention, but if I kind of felt like it. But if you go back to season 1, what was it? Bean Quest, right? Bean Quest. It wasn't the first time we saw her apartment, but it was like the first time we saw like the whole thing. It was Home Share Hoedown where we saw her like on her bed and in like her PJs and stuff when Cricket got all of Cricket's money. Again, watch Home Share Hoedown. That was an okay episode also. It was okay. But basically, this is the first time we learn about Gloria and how, again, spoilers for that episode, Bean Quest, of how she's not from big city and stuff like that. She's from Medford Park, and we got a first glimpse of her parents on a frame, so that's pretty cool. But what was I trying to say? Right, when Cricket saw Gloria's parrot, and she brought the parrot to the Green's house, which is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure this is word for word. It's, oh, cool, a parrot. I'm going to teach that word that Grandma said the other day. Doesn't that, to an overall audience, or at least to an adult audience, kind of significant? Doesn't it show the not importance? You know where I'm trying to say. Whatever. But it imply, okay, it's trying to imply that Cricket, that it kind of heard a curse word from his grandma is going to say to the bird because he thinks it's going to be funny. But Cricket said, oh, now I finally know one. Then what was the word you're going to say to the bird? Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially since he was about to say it and the bird cut him off. Like, what was the whole point of that? Continuity error. Yeah, it felt like Cricket was going to say like a cuss word because he thought it was going to be funny. And who knows, it might have been funny, who knows. We didn't know what word that was, or words, who knows. No, Cricket said word. So yeah, we don't know what that was. Unless Cricket was pulling Gloria's chain, but what were you gonna say before the bird interrupted you? Anyway, so that was my first point off. I was like, oh, that kind of ruined that continuity. Again, it's not a big deal. And it was like, oh hey, remember what? Like, and we basically have Cricket. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. And Remen's like, oh hey Cricket, and Cricket's like, blort, and then Remy said, oh my goodness, Cricket, that's a bad word. And he's like, yeah, I know, it's hilarious. Like, don't you want to try it? And oh no, pressuring Remy. And Remy doesn't really, I guess he only cares to an extent. Because she's like, I have a wire. This is pretty funny. Here's the thing though. It's way down there. How did we not see it before? It like magically appeared, whatever. And we see Cricket just take it off. And I love how Vasquez is like, Master Remy, no. I love this face because he knew just what was gonna happen. Because again, if we go back to Remy Rescue back in season 1, episode 6, again, I might be over analyzing it, but it kind of seemed like, what was it, Rosita and Russell were kind of saying, look after Remy, because we're kind of giving him more freedom, or letting him hang out with this Cricket kid because he's going to be a good influence on him, but he does seem kind of reckless, and Remy can get really reckless if he's not under supervision. So this is kind of like Vasquez, like, not really screwing up, but he's kind of, we've seen like Remy's flaws ever since he's been like kind of out of the house and out of the lessons and stuff like that, and this is like one of the things that Vasquez is like, oh man, like, he's like, why didn't you go in? But I guess he's maybe like not allowed to. So, as I say, Larry and Rem's like, blort, and he's like loud giggling. I love the giggling, it's pretty funny. Kimmy Sue's like, what, Remington Green, what's so funny? Oh my goodness, why, even when they're bad, why are their facial expressions so funny? Again, I would love to love this episode, but they're just, again, things are going to go over later. Officer Keys, oh my goodness. But these faces, oh my goodness. And, oh, Greg say, oh, Community Sue, we were just talking about how the community center smells like blort. It's like the gym. Oh my goodness. I love how Community Sue tries to defend her center. I love it. First of all, it doesn't. Second of all, you can say that. That's a cuss word. And then Cricket's like just putting it in his sentences, like naturally. Like, what the blort is wrong with cussing? It's blortin' fun. Come on, y'all. All of you say it. And look at Kiki's face. Wait, hold on. She's like, oh yeah, blort. Oh, jeez. Oh, look, there's Gregley again. And then Community Sue's like, Green, my office now. What do you gotta say for yourself? He's like, Blort. Ugh. And I love how Bill just comes in. He's like, okay, well, what happened? How much property damage? And Community Sue's like, Mr. Green, your son thought it would be funny to say. And I love this. Like, she kind of looks around to make sure no one else was here. Blort. Bill almost passed out, but I like how he regained his confidence. That, oh, he just fainted. Like, no, he got back up. I love that. He's like, no, Bill, you knew this would come. I love Community. He's like, he's causing an epidemic. We gotta stop it immediately. Like, oh, and everyone was cussing except for Tilly. Oh, that girl's a little angel. Hopefully this won't be annoying, but I just kind of want to show, like, Tilly's B plot. Sorry, I just want to show, like, a little clip, but, she's trying to sing to the birds, and they just fly away, basically. She's not going high enough, basically. And this is what I was talking about right here. And Bill says, Cricket, what were you thinking? And Cricket rightfully asks, well, no one's getting mad at Grandma. Like, why does she get to do it? And then Bill just ignores that and just says, okay, fine, if you're not going to stop cursing, then I put the father law. Like, I forbid, well, the Cricket Ernest Green, I guess that's his first name. His middle name is Ernest. Oh, kind of sounds like honest, but he's not honest. It's I forbid you from cussing. But I'm just still kind of mad about that. But Bill, why didn't you answer Cricket's question? I don't know. Am I wrong for thinking that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Who knows? But Cricket's like, oh, you can't stop me from cussing. You can only put things in my mouth for food. It's I'm gonna choose to cuss if I so choose. Look at his face. Oh my goodness. And he's like, blur, 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 blur. And I'm like this. Bill just shoved the basketball in his mouth. Oh no. Again, maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but it just feels like early season 1, when Anne locked Anne in the house where he like locked the door. It just feels too much. Am I wrong? I don't know. Cricket's just trying to get the basketball out of his teeth. And the community's like, my parents are coming. Oh, look at this cute family photo. I think they're all yelling. I kind of disliked it at first, but I think this is just a thing that their family naturally does. It's like all three of them are doing it. So, I mean, it's a family thing. So, and actually wondering, how old was she? Who knows? It's, oh, my family's coming. I can't let them down. I love that. You want to do well by your family. And then Bill's like, don't worry. I'll clean up the kids' actions, whether they like to or not. No muscle, no fussle. And, wait, hold on. I like this kid's beanie. I'm not sure if this is a boy or girl or, other type of kid. But I like the beanie. It fits really well. I just want to point that out. And basically Bill's like, I'm not sure if your kids are aware, but bad words, bad language is bad. It's rude. Just don't do it. Cricket's like, hey, you might possibly be able to stop me from cursing, but you're not the dad of everyone. But Bill does know Remy's dad, but Remy's still gonna do it anyway. But okay. And Bill's like, oh no, the boy, what did he say? The boy is cupping. His leadership skills are coming in. It's not for the right reasons. Officer Keys is here. Oh, this is so disgusting. You left a sweat there, and if you don't clean it up, I'm gonna have to take immediate action. I thought, oh jeez. And Bill's like, perfect. Oh no, I just have bad feelings all over this immediately, and it's like, oh, I'm Officer Keys, and it's like, oh, it's cuss basically. Can't you speak sweetly? Well, which is right here, AKA cuss. And here's my mascot. What was it, like tongue something? Is it, oh, Cricket's me, your dad. I love Cricket's face. Like, oh my goodness. Wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, she's, oh my goodness. and I like how Cricket. Okay, this part Keys I actually do like. Well, I like it. But at the same time, it feels weird. I don't like it when adults kind of do lingo. Just me personally, but I'm glad that he's kind of tried. Where he said, "Oh, it's important to go to the kids' level, like to their type of language, so they can understand us." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I feel you, homie." Oh, I feel so jazzed. Like I don't know, it's not working. Ooh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. And Bill's oh, I learned a new cuss word, and then he said something lingo. I have no idea what it meant. It's like, oh, hold up. There's like no reason to cuss. And sorry about that. And then Cricket's like, hey, I know a couple reasons. One is fun, and two is hilarious. And Keith's like, wait, it's been two reasons? And then Bill's like, hey, Keith, come on, stay focused. Right. Okay, this part Keith did like. He tried to get back into focus. This part I didn't like. We blortin by a little cuss. And this is just bad mojo written all over it. But Keith thought it was a good idea to play a song which basically has cuss words in it. So, and he's like, oh, this is important. So kids know the cuss words so they know what not to say. Even Bill's like, Keith, this is a bad idea. And how Keith's like, okay, kids, don't repeat the words. And they're just jamming to it. And Cricket's like, I never heard those words before. And then Keith is just straight up saying more cuss words. And Bill has to look down the tables and they're basically saying it. And then I love this from Bill. Oh my goodness. He has a vein. It's time to go full dad mode. I had to play this right here. Oh my goodness.
This behavior ain't gonna fly here anymore. No more cussing. And if you do, you'll be in big trouble.
Sorry, I don't want to play too long because it was a tad bit long, but it wasn't too long. But I just love Bill's face and everyone's face, and they're just, oh my goodness, Cricket's dad's not playing around. I love how Remy tried to intervene. That's why I laughed a little bit. I'm like, Remy, my man, what are you doing? Don't do that. And Bill just gives him a look like, back off. And he's like, okay. And he's like, whew. And it's like, oh, who wants a badge? And I'm just going to leave it right there. Okay. And basically community Sue comes in, hey, Mr. Green, like we start like in an hour, and I'm not sure if she said if guests were starting to arrive. She might have, and I don't remember. But she's like, are the kids okay? And like, she's like, oh, are we gonna have a problem with cussing? And then everyone's like, they're so terrified of him. He's like, oh, yep, we're all good. And they're all getting dressed. Were they getting dressed? No, they were just in their regular clothes. The audience was dressed. And I like how Nancy showed up. She's wearing a nice green dress. It was like a white and green dress. I love it. And how Alice is there. She's dressed up and Bill's dressed up. I love it. And how oh, and hey Nancy, I'm glad you can make it. Like, yeah, I wouldn't miss this. I love it. And say, oh hey Bill. And I love how she kind of came to Bill like, hey Bill, I've been hearing Cricket's been having some language issues. Like, which one was it? And it's always a B one. Nancy chuckled a little bit because she's still that rebellious type a little bit. And he said, oh, right, sorry. And oh, so is he okay? Oh, he was stubborn at first, and so were the other kids, but he finally turned around. Kind of easy. A little too easy. And we basically have Remy kind of freaked out while everyone's trying to prepare. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgetting to be plot where Tilly actually went to this soundproof, glass wall, basically, is a sound amplifier thing. And she tries it again. It breaks basically all the glass, and she has a mouse with her for critique. Oh, how was that? Was that high enough? And the mouse is like, like you're getting kind of close, but no. And Tilly's like, I appreciate your honesty. And so she's been just practicing. And okay, and basically we where were we? Right, and Remy's like, oh hey Cricket, like like, oh, how are you feeling with the whole with your dad's situation? I never seen him that mad before, and it really scared me out of cussing. What about you? And then Bill and Cricket's like, he did freak me out a little bit, but I'm still gonna cuss anyway because like I don't know, he's not trying to prove a point or anything, but he's like I'm just gonna do it. And Bill's like, hey, because he sees like Cricket and Remy kind of talking. Bill's kind of suspicious. Hey, Ma, can I borrow those was it like those thing you use at the opera to see the people on stage because you sit way up high? Is it, hey, can I borrow those? Oh yeah, sure. It's not like I wanted to watch my grandchildren perform or anything and their friends. Is it, you get it back in a minute, Ma? And you know he's kind of looking and he's reading the lips where it builds it. Oh, instead of saying the community center is the best, I'm gonna say it's Blort. And it builds it. Oh no, the boys are going rogue, or at least Cricket is. And basically they are singing, and Cricket just has a mischievous look on his face, and Bill just grabs Cricket and he's like, well, "What are you doing, Dad? Like, save it. I know what you're trying to do." And it's like okay, I'm not gonna let you ruin everyone else's night. And Cricket's like, "Oh, you're gonna stop me? Like, then you have to catch me." He was wearing two pairs of overalls. Sorry, he was wearing two pairs of overalls, which is pretty funny. You're wearing two? Like, yep. And he's trying to escape, and I love how it set the ambiance where the kids had candles. Where those candles come from, who knows, because they brought it from their back, whatever. And they're like, oh, dun, 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 dun. I like the soundtrack. It's really cool. And like it's kind of like Cricket, like Bill's looking for Cricket. Cricket's up in the Raptors, not the Raptors, but he's like here, and Bill's like down there, and Cricket goes down, and which is weird. Cricket like steps on Bill's face, like Bill was down there waiting for Cricket. It was kind of weird, and so, like he's like, "Oh, you didn't plan on wearing three pairs of overalls?" Like, no, it made my butt look chunky. And so like okay, you're not gonna ruin this night. And then Cricket's like, "Okay, fine, you caught me. Like, it's obviously I'm not gonna get out of this one, but hey." Cricket kind of makes a good point where it's like, hey, you're not gonna police me around forever. There's gonna be a point where you're not gonna be around, and I'm gonna say whatever I want. And Bill's kind of thinking, yeah, you're right. I can't, basically, he says, like, I can't control what comes out of your mouth and what words you say to the public or in private as much as I can control the wind, basically. And Cricket's like, oh, that's, I can control the wind. He tries to do it, and Bill's just like, hey, Cricket, come on, listen. Like, what I mean is that I'm giving you permission to cuss, but you need to decide if that's the person you want to be. And then Cricket's like, oh, really? You allow me? And he's like, yep. And Cricket's like, well, okay, I'm going to do it. And we basically have Cricket kind of trying to get back up to his spot next to Remy. He kind of trips over everyone and basically says that Bill sits back down, and and everyone's kind of worried, like, oh, everyone kind of fell. And then Cricket's like, oh, the community center is I'm so sorry. That was a big yawn. I'm sorry. Cricket said the community center is the best. He's about to say Blore, but he looks at his dad. His dad gives him a smile because he was kind of embarrassed looking in front of everyone. So he just says the best, and everyone's like, "Hooray!" And and until he comes in, like but she wasn't trampled. She's like, "The community center is the best," and she does it really high where everyone else can't hear, but she sees the animals, and that's all the approval she needs. She sees a bear, she sees a gorilla, she sees a what was it, like a macaw. I love that, and everyone else is kind of clapping, kind of okay. Like you kind of went a little too high there, and then Tilly's looking at the window. She's like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And basically, it's over. Everyone else is going home, and Bill's like, hey, I loved your performance, Cricket and Tilly. Tilly's like, oh, thanks, Papa. I really loved yours, Cricket. Really well restrained. And Cricket's like, yeah, like, that doesn't mean that I'm just never going to curse ever, but I don't want to do it, like, to ruin people's day, because that's not the type of person I want to be. And then Bill's like, that's good for you, son. And I was like, oh, like this is getting too sappy. Let's get the blur out of here. And then Nancy, Cricket, and Tilly kind of giggle a little bit, and Bill's just kind of like, oh, man. And that's the end of the episode. Okay, let's see if it's still at the score I kind of gave originally, like you know, like an okay score. So let me see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so again, I was going through the episode and trying to, like, you know, I was reevaluating some stuff. I was kind of thinking, is that worth, you know, still taking a point off? It might be a little bit too harsh, and I came across 75. It was good. It's not like one of my top tier. Like if I had like a category of all big city greens, all, you know, 70s to 79, all that's like a C. I think it'll be pretty low in that category because I still don't find this like kind of favorable. Again, some, you know, just some things I just didn't really like, but again, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. Just me reevaluating some things. Yeah. Again, my main flaws of the episode would have to be again, Cricket learning his first cuss, even though I thought that's what he was going to say to the parrot. Just that continuity was kind of eh. Bill not answering Cricket's question again is still kind of, it's really getting me mad. You know, Bill stuffing the basketball into Cricket's mouth. I know you was trying to shut him up, but still that was kind of eh. I didn't really like that either. Officer Keys, again, showing like you know that soundtrack of people cussing to teach them of what the words not to say, and also saying a few more. Like, yeah, like it was like those main things. And the other things I said, like kind of like the appearing of the candle and Cricket stepping on Bill's face and the whole the wire thing that was kind of appeared out of nowhere. I'm willing to let this go. I'm thinking willing to let it go. Do I wish that it would have appeared something where it made sense? Yes, absolutely, definitely, absolutely. But I'm not gonna hold it against it. And also, I love Tilly's B plot. And, you know, she's just the sweetest. She got the approval from the animals. I love that. And yeah, okay. And everyone. Oh wait, sorry. Everyone. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And again, thank you so much for my 88th subscriber. And I'll see you guys later today for the second half, which has a clip also, which is called sellouts. And this is a Cricket episode. I would have to say that the second half, I'd say it's a Gloria episode, because there's like a lot that's like revolves around her. So yeah, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'll see you guys later today for that. Okay. Bye.